I started to feel like every holiday we have here as Americans is just this consumerism, capitalist, like we're just little machine puppets that just buy what they tell us to buy. And then these holidays become a part of our culture. Now we're like, this is what it means to be American. Like, what does it really mean to be American today? Like, who were we before this?
Dude, the taxes thing is that thing.
Taxes is crazy.
It's that thing where it's like, something definitely feels wrong. Like, you're taking from me. It's
past taking from you.
Yeah.
I believe like we're all slaves. I know, it couldn't get any worse. I know, we're all gonna die. You know what I'm saying? And here's another thing, random. 60 children were found that were going to be sex trafficked, and it barely made the news. And nobody talked. Where were they going? Who's doing? Like, we need fucking answers behind this shit.
That's
Run
disgusting.
them Epstein files, bruh. Like, even when they show it, can we trust it?
Right?
Can we trust it? Next episode, we're gonna have tinfoil on, bro.
Dude.
I swear to you. If you spend too much time on YouTube, man, it will
consume you.
Yeah, but it'll just turn your day into night, your light into dark.
Oh, got real philosophical right away.
Nah, man, the only thing that brings me joy on YouTube is animals. Animals, man. It's the only thing we got left.
It's the only thing that never makes me feel guilty about being on social media. Like, it's like, I will watch this animal video. You bet I'll soak it all up, dude. Hey, that sounded a little crazy. Hold on.
Nah, but you know what? Like, I've always been fascinated with animals. Like, going back as a kid, and this might just be like a boy thing, but like reptiles were my thing.
That does sound like a boy thing, because every time it was like, what's your favorite? It's like alligator or like dinosaur or like, it's like interesting.
Yeah, like I used to love snakes. Like that was like snakes, turtles. I never really liked lizards because you could never catch them. They're always like stupid fast. And you're like, you know what? Never mind. Right. I don't like you no more, man.
Hey, you know what's funny is that I think that does stand to be true, because I would always hear like a random dude was like, yeah, he's the one who caught it, and it was like, no way.
Yeah.
Like,
I've caught a few lizards here and there, but I definitely caught a lot more snakes. But you you want to know what's crazy is like when I was young, I used to be crazy fearless when it came to just picking up animals, right? Started dating a chick that wasn't like that.
Yeah.
I was afraid of like everything. And then like everything was like low-key poisonous and shit. After that relationship, I was like, you know what?
Right.
Not even gonna risk it anymore. Right. And now when I see a snake, I'm like, hold on. Like I used to just pick it up. And now I'm like, I can't even risk it, man.
I feel you on like that part of you that existed that like, hey, I'm fearless, but it's like, poisonous snake could kill you, so it's like the carefulness is important too. Like, I feel that.
Yeah, but I was the type of kid that would like catch a spider and then catch another spider and put them in the same jar and be like, this is the Hunger Games.
You crazy.
Yeah, and then like watch it and like I would pick up a spider by like one leg. And I'd be like, I'm good. He can't get me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then after I started messing with that chick, I was like, maybe he can get me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
Right. To what like level did she use like just so on the other side of the scale?
It just made you think.
Okay, there
you know,
is.
like, and that's kind of a testament to say like, hey, look, people change you, man. You think like, you think you get with people and then when you leave them, like you're still the same you. Nah, that's not how it works. Like, anytime that you interact with somebody on that level, afterwards, like from that point on, like you're somewhat different.
I feel that.
And it's supposed to be that way. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Right.
Like, shit, maybe I'd be dead by a snake bite if it wasn't for this
That's
chick.
true.
You know what I'm saying? So,
that's true. I think about, that makes me think about the relationship or the similarities of like, I know we tying it back into talking about animals and stuff, but it's like we have certain things that we are like as humans, and then it's like, the animal world, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of reminds me of like how we are as a human, like a human creature, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's like I came across this thing called a blue-footed booby. It's a bird, and it's like I never knew this existed until like a week ago. And then it was like a video where it was like they mate, they find a mate by how blue their flippers are, right? And it's like that's how they find the one. It's like, ooh, like the girl will be like, dang, like
flippers,
those are yeah, they have blue flippers.
What are flippers?
They're sorry. It looks like a duck.
Are you talking about their feet?
Yeah, their feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what they're called? Flippers?
What are we talking about here?
I'm gonna get to it. What are we
talking about?
So it's like the blue-footed booby. They find a mate by how bright their flippers are, how bright blue their flippers are. But once they find them, they say it's like their soulmates. But it's like if another bird with brighter blue comes around, the female's like, oh shit,
oh, these hoes ain't loyal.
Right? That's
all different types of species, man.
Exactly. Like
that's crazy. And she's a duck.
They look like a duck.
I heard the ducks are like the most loyal.
Like, I thought so too.
You can't trust nothing out here, bro.
You can't.
What's next? The penguins?
Right. They're supposed to be for life.
Find out that they're cheating out here. Yeah. Nah, but you could watch animals. Like I've been really, I don't know if it's just where I'm at in life, but like I feel like we have completely separated ourselves from like animals. Like we're not like that at all. Like or they're not like us. More so, right. They're not like us, right?
Right.
But if you actually watch them and you start to study them, I don't know which one it is. We're like them, they're like us, whichever you prefer.
Right.
But what really got me, you could watch any animal though, like even like little insects and stuff, some of the things that they do.
Right.
Like, but what trips me out is dogs, right?
Right.
I love dogs.
Right.
Like we don't deserve dogs. Dogs are the best thing in the fucking world.
Don't make me cry. Now, for real, we don't deserve them.
They are the best thing in the fucking world,
We don't deserve them.
We don't deserve dogs, right? But if you really watch dogs, that'll... And it's not even like because we domesticated them. Like even in the wild with their packed, the way that they think.
Oh, yeah. I love that pack mentality shit.
So check this out, though. Like I started to think about like violent animals, right?
Okay.
And you're thinking about like lions out there and all these animals that are apex predators, right?
Right. Top of the chain.
Yeah. But then you see these same apex predators get close to humans every now and then. You got these crazy, like there's people in Africa, man, they'll just walk up and just pet them. And you got these crazy like Australians that
real
grew
brave.
up with them. Yeah. But the animal knows that this is something different.
Yeah.
Like we always look at animals like dumb as hell.
Right.
Like these animals don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like, we're the ones that need to show them. Like, listen, these animals are probably so much more intelligent than we give them credit for. I think that they're so much alike us, right? That when they go through shit that fucks them up, it fucks them up.
Yeah.
And I think it's like that. Like I've watched dogs that come from bad homes and bad upbringings, and they don't trust shit. And I'm like, this is so human.
Yeah.
How they're doing this. Then when they gain trust, they start to kind of like become a more kind and loving. It's like how if an animal feels that way, I don't want to go into like we treat them like shit is kind of what I'm trying to get to. Is like
I was there.
When it comes down to and this is gonna be the craziest segue known to man. Because today's 4th of July, right?
Right.
So I woke up today feeling kind of funny, like not really the happiest to be American, if I'm being all the way honest, because I don't want to come out and bullshit. Like I was like, man, it just kind of feels funny. But I think it feels funny because what I've been reading into.
Right.
I started to get heavy into... I started to feel like every holiday we have here as Americans is just this consumerism, capitalist, like we're just little machine puppets that just buy what they tell us to buy. And then these holidays become a part of our culture. This becomes a part of our identity. Now we're like, this is what it means to be American. Like, what does it really mean to be American today? Today.
Right. It's almost as if like the feeling that comes up for me is like the celebrations are like tainted. It's like, we're finding out the truth about history, and it's like, hold on, like,
Yeah. Let me tie this back to the animals before they're like, what did he just do here? But like listen,
booby.
no. Wait,
Go
you just
ahead.
ended like you said the holidays were tainted.
Yeah.
They are tainted.
The celebrations
But
are.
it's money. It's all about money, getting more power and money. And as long as we're complacent in that, the higher ups are happy. So they're like, we gave them their holiday. Yeah. And they enjoy doing this. It's like, but when I started to actually research, because I just had this like feeling of like, this just feels like this was not the route that I felt like my ancestors were going in. And I'm pretty sure everybody else's. I'm like, man, what happened? Like, who were we before this?
Right.
Because all the history that in the past 10 years, like I've gotten to know my ancestry pretty good, right?
Right.
I'm like, they definitely did not want any of this shit. Any of this shit. They were much more in tune with nature and their lifestyle was completely different. Like, follow me. The whole reason I bring that up is because when you start to see the transformation from going from whatever you believed in before you converted to Christianity, it was much more nature-based, right?
Right.
And with white people, you don't think that. You don't even believe that because we have already been indoctrinated that we're like these consumers. We are these capitalists. They're like the forest. Use the trees for paper and use that, like
for
we
Wi-Fi.
like to any resource we can get our hands on, we justify it, right? Because that's what God would want. Like we're fucked up is what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
Is so when you because it's a culture. This was a culture. So with my heritage and I believe that everybody's is super similar.
Right.
Like some white person showed up, they had a religion for you, and they needed you to believe it. Like they absolutely needed you to believe this, right?
Right.
Like I was able to trace back one of the oldest, like not living, but when you start to do like ancestry.com, they do have records that go back pretty far, but they have a lot of people don't have records.
Right.
But if you end up having somebody who was some sort of status in your bloodline, there's a good chance you can trace it back further than like 1600s and go back far.
Right.
So I had one of these people who was a part of the McGregor clan in Scotland, right?
No way.
Yeah. So it went all the way.
Sorry, you can't.
know, right?
Yeah.
No. It's like, well,
That's
for the
pretty
people,
badass,
well, for
I'm
the
not
people
gonna
that don't know, well, a lot of people of my descent probably do. They probably do if you go back far enough.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I went back. I think I hit the McGregor clan around like 1700s or something like that.
Okay.
1600s or something. Like it had.
It's far back there,
It
but
was
it's
far.
there.
Yeah. So now I got to give the rundown again. Like.
Sorry.
So where my whole genealogy is in these two islands. These two islands of what you would call Great Britain today, the UK, and in Ireland, right?
Right.
So these islands are so close together. There's so much power shifts that happen throughout thousands of years.
Right.
Anybody who's from that area is probably a ball of a little bit of this and a little bit of that, whatever, right? But when you actually start pulling a line and you try to follow the story, that's where it gets really, really interesting. So the McGregor clan was a big family of people who lived in the Scottish Highlands that would give the Brits hell.
Right.
They were like the warrior clan, and then there was another big clan called the Campbells, and they would come together and just rain hell on the British Empire. And then later on, they actually started fighting each other. They started fighting each other because of what the British Empire would give them and whatever they settled after these fights. They would start to fight
over that,
right?
That sucks.
All right, so back all the way to the primitive times of these people who descended, who made up the McGregor clan and the Scottish clans. Before that, right? There was this group of people called the Picts.
Okay.
And these people were like the apex predator of warriors. They lived all the way up at the top of the Scottish Highlands in these rocky, foresty mountains that nobody thought would be inhabitable. Like they were very rough people, very, very warrior culture type of people. And they would dip their self into blue ink And some people believe that they would even some people would tattoo it permanently. They had this bright orange hair. They would scare the fuck out of anybody that showed up.
Oh, you're a blue walking person. Yeah, that makes
like
sense.
a fucking avatar walking up. They're like, what is going on up there,
that's a different creature.
Dude, they were so badass that even when the Vikings showed up, they were like, yeah, I don't think these people have any gold that we would want, but they do have like a can of whoop ass they're ready to give us. We're just going to leave them alone and go down to the English where they have gold and all this stuff. The Pict people didn't care about that.
Right.
You know, so they're in the woods doing their thing, right? Mm-hmm. So from about as far back as we can go to about 900 AD.
Whoa.
Yeah, 900 AD, right? Mm-hmm. They end up finally getting them to convert to Christianity. They start to lose...
as in the British.
The British, right? But they're obsessed with these people in the Highlands. And this is kind of what I'm talking about they get obsessed with converting people.
The British get obsessed.
Yeah, like, so the Scottish Lowlands were always in war because they're right next to the British Empire, right?
Right.
So they would get conquered like left and right. But these warriors who were up in the Scottish Highlands would never get conquered. And then whenever they wanted to, they would come down and start to rain hell on the British Empire. So the British Empire was like, dude, we kind of got to solve this problem that we're having with these blue people up in these mountains, right?
Right.
So they kept getting obsessed with converting them to Christianity. So this started to really take shape around 900 AD, right?
Right.
Okay, so now you have these Christian Scottish clans, and they're doing the same thing in Ireland. Remember, these two islands, they're right next to one another, and there's an empire that is fucking obsessed with conquering them and converting them to Christianity. So I start to follow, to make a long story short, I start to follow the line of these people who eventually make their way to Ireland. And then some of them later on settled in Northern Ireland because they were known as what's the Scotch Irish. Okay. And these people just fought all the time. But what are they fighting for? This is the important part I want people to like zoom in.
Right.
Every single time that the British Empire would place a tax on them, or like be like, we are now the lords of this land. Yeah. By sun like down, there would already be like a revolt. These people fought at the drop of a dime, bro. Like the second, think about this. I love it. The second that they're like, hey, we got this new tax, they're like, nah, tonight we're about to go up. Now we got to kill them.
Spank
like, you know what I'm saying? Because they keep trying to encroach on our freedom. They were not having it like in the slightest bit, right? Right. So follow me. You got the first 900 years of these Pict people who you had the Vikings, some of the Roman people. You have these people trying to conquer them. They're like, it's not going to fucking happen. So then after 900, from maybe about 900 to about 1500, around there, you start to have these new kind of Christianized or Anglo-sized Scottish and Irish people. I'm saying this kind of cheeky, like not really though. These people are just not the tribal people in the woods anymore, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. It was a while later.
Yeah, they're more modernized, right? Right. So now these people, these Scotch-Irish people, are giving the British so much hell that they're like, yo, we want a truce. We want to stop fighting with you. What do you want? Right. And they're like, we want you to leave us the fuck alone. Stop fucking with us, right? And they're like, oh, okay, all right, bet. We got this land over here on the northern tip of Ireland. Have it. And then they were like, yo, does it have rivers? Like, that's all we care about. Because we don't even want to depend on you for water. Like, we don't want anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? We want to be left the fuck alone. So they're like, yeah, it's got everything. Go ahead, right? Right. So they do that. They become best friends somewhat with the Irish natives there. Spoke a similar language, was a similar people. They were cool. 10 years later, yo, we're about to tax you. Fighting again. Fighting at the drop of a dime again and again and again and again, right? All the way up till about 15, 16, 17. It really starts to like no king. I'm talking about 1500s, 1600s, 1700s. No king could ever get a grip on these two groups of people. They're like, dude, what do we do with these people? They're not letting us tax them. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not letting us
do this
oppress
thing.
them. What the fuck is their problem, right? So they start So listen, Northern Ireland would have never gotten conquered if the Scotch Irish would have just stayed there. They were way too spicy.
That makes me
spunky.
sad. I don't know why.
It does. So they did a trick. They were like, all right, we got to make a deal with them again. They're killing all our soldiers. They're never going to comply. So they make a deal with them. They're like, yo, we got this other colony in America. And this colony, you can have whatever you want there. They're like, are you really going to leave us the fuck alone this time?
Right.
Like, we'll go over there if they got what you say that we need, land, rivers, and all that.
Right.
And you'll just fade on to the background. And the British Empire is like, I promise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I promise. Yeah, go ahead. Go over there, right?
Right.
They got them out, and then they started moving more of their British people onto the land of Northern Ireland. Onto the land of Antrim, Tyrone, those 6 counties in the north. So now you have more people that are more like, we like being British and we like being taxed and we like this sort of thing, right?
Right.
And now it's easier to conquer Northern Ireland, right? So now back to the Scotch Irish who've been fighting forever, and they're hitting the shores of America. They see the colonies in New York, Boston, Philadelphia, and they're like, we want nothing to do with you guys. We're going into the fucking woods, right?
Yeah.
All the British were like, these people are fucking crazy. They're going to go into the Appalachian fucking mountains. Do they not know that there's savages out there? Like,
Yeah.
there's so many Indian tribes out there that's going to kill them, right? Mm-hmm. Then they had a smart idea. They was like, oh yeah, you're right. Let them do it. They'll serve as like a buffer. When the Indians invade, they'll be the first one to fight them. Keep them off our back. Well, the Scotch Irish didn't care about conquering anybody. They low-key made friends with a lot of the native people.
Yeah.
I mean, they fought them too because they're fighting everybody. But once the natives realized, like, oh, you don't want to conquer us. You want to be left alone. Like, yeah, we're out here in the fucking sticks, bro.
Yeah,
We wanna
us
be
too.
Yeah, we want to be left alone. So I was reading something about old, early German settlers that were talking about these people.
Where are they at the time? Like
America.
So these are Germans. Okay.
Yeah.
In America.
And they're talking about the Scotch Irish people. And they're like, yo, we love them whenever we're invaded by Indians or whatever because they fight like hell. But they just are too fucking rowdy. They're like, they don't care about anything but like drinking, dancing, and like communing with one another and all this and that, right?
Right.
And the Germans had like a strict way of life, like strict rules. We build nice buildings and like we want our structure.
The Scotch Irish, on the other hand, tended to be more footloose and fancy-free. And the Scotch Irish also were more hot-tempered than the Germans. And so when the Indians attacked, you wanted Scotch Irish there because they were terrific fighters. But when the Indians weren't there, the Germans were just as happy not to have the Scotch Irish around.
The Scotch Irish were like, all we care about is our moonshine, and that's it, our whiskey. Yeah. That's it, right? Well, that started becoming a hot commodity, their moonshine.
Their moonshine for
the
even
Scotch
other...
Irish that had left the picked highlands for thousands of years of these British people trying to oppress them are now, like, let's just say 1750 maybe, around there. They're starting to boom with moonshine in the Appalachian Mountains, which nobody even wants to go to. Right. Like, they can't even locate them. They don't even know where they are. They're like in the sticks for real. But this is all they ever wanted. Right. Freedom, right? Right. So finally the British ends up hearing that this is coming from them, and they're like, I'm sorry, we can't help it. We have to tax them.
Dude, what is with that? Go on.
Listen, they end up taxing them, and true to form, they're like, nope, it's not gonna fucking happen. We're fighting, right?
Doesn't matter where we are, right? Fuck that shit.
So they start fucking fighting.
Yeah.
And then the British people who are settled in New York, they're getting taxed. They're already cool with some of the taxes. Right. Britain ramps up the taxes on them, and they're like, we just can't take this no more. And the Scotch Irish are like, yo, yeah, we've been trying to say this, like, fuck them. And they're like, you know what? Yo, let's fight them.
join forces to fight the British.
Yeah, and that's the Revolutionary War, right? So you
right.
get the Declaration of Independence. They send it off to England. England's like, never. We want all this. We're going to send our best navy, right? The Scotch-Irish belt to ass, bruh.
Right.
Belt to ass. Whooped their ass, bruh. And if you read up on some of that, when they actually conquered New York fell in like a day or like a week or something like that. And they were like, yeah, let's just go finish off the Scotch-Irish. And they're like, you don't know who these people are, bro.
Right.
It's trippy. I might have said this before, but they talked about when they would go, the British armies would go into the woods. They said it was one of the creepiest things because they said that they would try to move at night because it's hills. If someone has a vantage, they could see you moving.
Yeah.
So they would move at night.
Yeah.
And they would say that they would hear just these strange noises that they could not make out to be an animal or what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they were like, they would end up getting like surprise attacked, but they were like, we don't know if it's like 2 people or like 200 people. Like, we don't fucking know.
Yeah,
bro.
or where they're coming from.
We have no idea, right?
Yeah.
And then they would say that they found out that everybody would fight from like a 9-year-old kid to like a 65-year-old woman. They're all fighting. Like that was in their culture. Like, they probably had a saying that was like,
to the
if
end.
you want to tax, pick up the axe. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit like that. Like, right? So anyway, they end up winning the Revolutionary War.
Right.
And then I thought to myself, I'm like, and then what happened? This is what happened. We are now, the whiskey got taxed. The Snickers got taxed. The bread got taxed. The gas got taxed. Everything got taxed. What the fuck happened?
Bruh.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck happened?
That transition you just made just really put the contrast on it all.
Right?
Because I was up in the Appalachian Mountains. Like, I've seen a video on YouTube of the Appalachian Mountains. They're dense. So as you explain in the story, it's like, that's where I was. And it's like, then what happened? It's like this. It's like, here we are in America as America today. Like, fuck.
Now the Appalachia is one of the poorest places. They don't give a fuck about that place. But my whole point is, how do you have... And I know it's not just the Irish and the Scottish. And the Irish have the same exact story, just in Ireland and in their waves and all that too. But everybody, I can guarantee, who came in contact with the British Empire, or America for that matter, has this same exact story. They might not have fought them for as long as we did, because we were neighbors to these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But my bad. But we were neighbors to these people that just kept obsessing over like Jesus and taxes. They were like, man, we got to tell you about Jesus. We can't help it. Anyway, it's the foot in.
Yeah.
It's the foot in.
See,
bro.
that's kind of where I was about to go with it. Is like, what really is that underneath? It's like us as humans, right? We was just talking about animals. It's like humans have their own way of their own being too. We are creatures at the end of the day. It's like, what I see, if I'm being honest, like, is control. Like,
100%,
we want to control another thing because it's power. And us human beings, it's like, that thing is addicting.
But
like,
why do we not give a fuck about it? Like I understand.
What do you mean?
Like, you have a lot of white people, and I'm just gonna say white just because I am white, but all sorts of people who identify as American. Right. Like, I'd hate to break it to you guys, like, that whole dream of having a new culture of freedom and all this blah blah fucking blah, that shit is gone. You got played.
Dude,
you know what I'm
it
saying?
feels that way.
It's gone. Look at all your holidays. Look at all your little American the shit is gone. And then why do you not care what?
I just feel like right here should, like, it just felt like a moment of like, it's 4th of July and now it's like painting
Doom
the
and gloom and
reality
shit.
of it. It's like,
welcome to Mac Talk, baby. Yeah, small violin and shit like that. Fuck these fireworks, bro.
Right. No, seriously,
at least
though,
they have the decency to give us the fireworks. Yeah.
Even though one time I was on a walk, it wasn't even 4th of July yet. It's like 2 days ago. I was on a walk and they started doing them and scared the fucking shit out of me, dude.
No, see, look, like, being in New York City is crazy patriotic. A lot of people don't think it's not, like, fuck was that? Yeah, even I didn't even want to say that. Think it's not, you know what I'm saying? They got New York City fucked up. Nah.
Sorry.
Yeah, like it's actually really patriotic, right?
Right.
But they do that for the tourists. The tourists come out here and they show them big American flags and
That
all that. You know what I'm saying?
makes
You're in
sense.
America, right? But my whole point is if you look at today's American, are they free? Like look at all the fucking taxes they got. And
Straight up.
then you're thinking like, dude, my ancestry, like where I come from was dying over the slightest tax.
Yeah.
But you could read their fucking statements, like how they thought. Like the way that their theology worked was like, you can't let these people
do this.
Yeah, you can't let them do this. And now we're like, yeah, they could do it. Like, what the fuck happened?
Right?
Bro, we lost we lost the plot.
Yeah.
We lost the whole.
It feels like
but
that.
it's like, how many people fought? Dude, if my ancestors could look at
They're rolling
me
over
right now, they're probably like, yo.
rolling over in the grave, man.
Yo, past that.
Oh, man.
Think about how much you sacrificed. Like Ireland, you got 800 years of nonstop oppression where it's just pushing them around and sometimes giving them good deals here and there or good deals that they would say is good.
Right.
But you're still all in their shit. Like some people just want their way of life and they want you to fuck off, right? Dude, America ain't fucking off for nothing. Nothing, yo. Like
Nothing.
they if they find something that they have not taxed, they can't help it. They gotta tax it. But my whole thing is like, dude, we are all not that fucking different, man. Like white people get oppressed by other fucking white people, and you got everybody's story is probably exactly the same. Before you converted and took the red pill or whichever pill this is, you know what I'm saying?
Whatever
like,
matrix we're in now.
I can guarantee you that your bloodline was like, yo, this is worth dying for. This is worth fighting for. Like, don't give up who you are. And now look at us.
I know. It makes me think about how much it really would take, how many of us need to really wake up to it all to make that like hurrah change.
You could do it just over taxes alone.
Dude, the taxes thing is that thing.
Taxes is crazy.
It's that thing where it's like, you're asking this of me because da 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 da, and it's like in the end you just feel like, thank you. Like, no, something definitely feels wrong. Like you're taking from me. Like, why? I don't understand.
Oh, man.
Like
it's
like,
past taking from you.
Yeah.
I believe like we're all slaves. Like if you really think about it, though, I know, like yeah, it couldn't get any worse. I know, yeah. And now we're all slaves. You know what I'm saying?
Like, bruh, 4th of July,
and we're all gonna die. And, you know what I'm saying? but for real though, like for real, if you go back and you look at what these people were saying, that's what they were saying. Is like we're not gonna be anybody's slave.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's like slave. Hold on, slow down. All they want to do is just tax the whiskey, and it's like no, but that's where it starts.
Yeah, like they saw it from
like,
down to
have
like,
you not learned anything? Like these motherfuckers won't stop.
Yeah, like
that's why we keep fighting them.
Yeah, so
and now we're like, yo, now when they're like, oh, Trump just passed this bill, and they're like, oh yeah, I have no problem with it. Yeah, I think higher taxes are good. Maybe it might clean up the streets. It's like, who the fuck have we become?
We're
bro?
not thinking deeply anymore or for ourselves anymore. Like we're just on the conveyor belt of it all. And I feel like it's like, okay, the people, whoever made the pivot, like in the lineage, right? Or in the ancestry. It's like, I don't blame you, but you did get hoodwinked, right? So it's like, now we're here. It's like, we're the ones who have to turn this around. It's like, oh my God.
I like that.
Not
a chance.
I know, it feels
not
that
a
way.
chance,
It's
bro.
like, bruh, taxes,
not a chance while we're over here thinking that one is better than the other.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not even going to come out here in front. Like, when it came down to the this last election, they really gave us bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Listen, they gave us bullshit. And I'm going to keep it real. They knew. I'm at the point now where I think they knew. Like, we do want Trump back in office. And we need to put somebody really bad. Like somebody that doesn't even stand a chance.
What do you mean?
Like, I think that both parties, they're the same people. Like this is a game.
Here's the two parties. Like, there really is just the one on the top. Of like, keep this thing going, so all the rest just follow. It's like,
and
ew.
I think that like there's friendly competition inside
out,
of it,
man.
right? I know people probably like nah.
Click. I don't want to hear about this.
Yeah, see, but at least we have the decency to not drop this on 4th of July, so you guys can enjoy your 4th of July.
Yeah,
man.
and then realize you
and
were
then wake up to the truth.
on the hungover and all.
Yeah, right?
Like, damn, man.
Nah, but to finish my point, I think that there is like friendly competition between them. I think like Nancy Pelosi really doesn't like Trump and this and that. But it's like at the end of the day, they're all safe. They're all safe. They're not going to jail.
Right.
They're not going to jail. And then it just like when you start to read your history, man, where you came from. People were really flipping tables, really
over this,
fired up behind this type of shit, man.
I wish we never lost that.
And then it's like you have someone like Trump where he talks like he's like that, but it's like, bro, you're not really like that. If it's not going to further what you really want to see going on, like us, the people, you're the type of person that's like, I know what's best for them. It's like, I don't think you do though, bro. I think you're really out of touch. And I think as long as we have this system in place, it'll just be a slow cook, like the frog in the hot water.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? When you put a frog in cold water and you slowly cook it, he just dies in it.
Whoa.
He doesn't, I don't know what's up with that. That's like us.
I never knew that. Well, damn. Yeah, that's a good
That's like
metaphor.
Us. Does it not seem like Trump low-key like turned into the super villain out of nowhere? Like, bruh.
He definitely doesn't feel...
happened to the campaign promises.
Right. Like, I don't have all the details, but it don't feel like it did during the campaign. And that's what makes me real mad about it. It's like, swindled again. Like, every election.
Right.
Like,
right. But look, though, like, I know a lot of people, they just have this, like, as long as the other side is not in power and feeling like they're losing, I'm happy. It's like... I'm not like that. Like, you need to actually hit my pockets with something, bruh.
Right.
I need to actually see something.
Yeah.
Like, until I actually see something, and that's the beauty of actually doing your taxes, because you don't see shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you actually get to see what's going on. And when you don't see shit, you're like, hey, yo, these people bullshitting.
Yeah, what's going on is you're making me broke. Fuck. Like, damn, that's what's going on.
Yeah, but it's kind of cringe when you just see people like you think about like capitalism, right? None of us, again, if you take it all the way back, none of us come from capitalism. Right. Unless you're like Roman and then you're like real early English or whatever it is, then be all for it. But that's their thing. That's their bread and butter, right? Yeah. Capitalism. And they always tell you like capitalism is the way to go and defend capitalism and all this and that. I look at that as like me defending capitalism, like the little guy down here, like, yeah, capitalism, like while I'm getting taxed out of my fucking mind is so crazy, bro. Right. It's like, yeah, capitalism better than communism, but I feel like the game is rigged. Right. So while you got these people, these super rich people, right? Super rich, they're the ones that are really reaping the benefits of like capitalism, like on a whole nother level. Now, I'm not saying there's not exceptions to the rule where there are people that come from nothing and get there, but it's like catching like lightning in a bottle. Like most of the people are working construction union jobs on the same conveyor belt every day. They're not going to get the American dream that was sold to them. We should. The resources we bring in are so crazy, but it's getting funneled to these rich fucking people. And then we're sitting down here like capitalism is like the greatest thing in the world because what's the opposite of it? Communism? It's like, and they get you in this way of thinking where these are the only two options. But again, like I said, the system is rigged. I wouldn't have a problem if it was truly even, but while you have rich people getting to get out of all these weird tax loopholes, how does somebody like a Trump, and there's many more like him, that pay nothing on taxes? Oh yeah, because they put it in a trust and they got this in their kid's name and they got all this and that and it's a company and all. I get all of it. I'm trying to do as much as that myself, but I'm still middle class. And if you're not making, a couple million, you're going to be middle class. Right. So they do not want you to leave middle class. So, I'm here to tell people like, yo, listen, I peeked my head up at what I feel is like the American dream. Like, real entrepreneurship, really getting out there independently, getting your own money.
Right.
And I am in the peanut gallery of this. I'm not saying that I have, millions or anything like that. But coming from where I'm from, I'm the 1%.
Right.
But I'm trying to tell you, there really is no way to get out of it unless you come up with some sort of like plan or right place, right time. You got involved with like an app idea or something like that to just catapult your net worth so much higher. If that's not what's happening and you're trying to do the slow grind,
right,
like the majority of us would have to do,
right,
see our investments and wait to see a return on them, you ain't going nowhere, bro. Like, trust me, you're not going nowhere.
Damn.
Like, I'm talking about the average person ain't going nowhere. So what they do is they go, fuck it. They go, fuck my dreams. I'm just going to work whatever makes sense. Okay, UPS, let's go. And here I am for the next 40 years, kicking into this 401k that I'm so excited about.
Right.
It's like, nah, man. It's like, and then you look at people like, they're like, should billionaires exist? It's such a weird question. They do exist. So why are we even asking the question?
Yeah.
But here's the scary thing about like capitalism. The problems that are going, and I'll switch the subject after this. But the way that we're going, if you have somebody like Elon Musk that's already kind of presenting weird problems, like I'll challenge America and I'll make my own country and maybe I'll design robots to just weird shit, right?
Yeah.
Capitalism is what happens if he buys out like Jeff Bezos' Amazon and he ends up getting that network. Like, you can't stop this man. You would never be able to stop this man. He could literally buy countries flat out.
When you really sit and think about these things deeply, it is like kind of scary because it's like this.
Scared? Am I scared?
No. But it does come. I'm like, no.
Letting
right?
you guys know what my algorithm's been looking like.
Right. No, but see, that's the thing is that it is what we are living in. So it's there, but it is like, damn, like
they turned us into sheep, man. They turned us into sheep, and now, like, I'm hearing it though. Like, I'm hearing it out here in the streets. Like, I hear people go, like, "Yo, like capitalism, like this is the best thing in the world." I'm like, dude, you're struggling like a motherfucker out here. Like, who's got you with these pom poms out here cheerleading like this? Like, it's okay to question it, my G.
Yeah, you could step off the wheel for a second.
Like, what have we become? Look, it's crazy that like we back everything that's going on in the government because we identified with the team that's in power. So we're like, yeah, we're supposed to be happy about this, right? But then like 10 years when they're out of office, we realize we got played. And then we're like, yeah, it's all right.
Right.
We'll do it again. Like, this one is different, right?
Yeah,
it's
that's like the pride in us. Like, we don't want to accept the fact that we accepted that at the time. It's like,
no.
like,
and that's why like you could see people freaking out about the mayor Mandami, Zoran Mandami. They're freaking out about him. They're like, yo, he's a communist or like what do they call it? Democratic socialist. They're like, yo, they're freaking out about him. Like, how did New York do this? I'm going to tell you, they would have picked anybody that was not the usual suspects. When that first clip floated around, when they had the first little primary debate, and they were all talking about like, where would you have your first visit? And everybody was like, obviously Israel. Israel is the only choice, like all this stuff like that. And then he sat there and he was like, yo, I'm going to stay my ass right here in New York City where I'm needed.
Where would you go first?
I would visit the Holy Land.
I would go to Israel.
Yeah, I'd make my 4th trip to Israel.
Take my first trip to Israel.
Mr. Mamdani.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Man, it could have been anybody that did that. They would have got it. New York City is so fucking fed up with the usual thing.
Usual suspects.
Yeah. But like everybody's tripping about like, yo, how can New York go this route? New York is just willing to try something new now.
Right.
If it don't work, he's out. Trust me.
That makes sense.
Like, what's really gonna happen?
Yeah.
But we got Trump over here acting like he's like 7 years old. Like, I don't like the way he talks. He's ugly. All this stuff. It's like, bro.
Right.
You already got so much power in the world.
Yeah. Chill out.
Like, what's with this?
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy, bro.
My thing is like, you get anybody who, like you said, what was his name again?
Zoran Mandami?
Him, like, people liked the fact that he was the different response, or he had a different thing to him. But it's like, my brain can't help but go to the fact, you sloshing.
I know, right?
No, it's all good. My brain goes to like, okay, if he gets in, right? Boom. He gets into the system. He truly is trying to make changes. But is it the case where it's like after a certain level high ups, it's like you don't really get to make the changes you want to make because there's really just someone controlling like it all?
Well, yeah, like,
you know?
and that's what makes us believe that like we have the democracy, because we're like, yeah, the Senate, Congress, the president has to go through these things, not just him. Like, but you know, especially somebody like Trump, like you got to give Trump credit. Trump is a real New Yorker, for one, real concrete jungle, get it fucking done by any means necessary. Like, Trump could do a lot of good. And I'm not saying that Trump can't turn this thing around.
Right.
But if I'm being honest, he looks like he's being blackmailed right now, bruh. Like, he has like a dark aura. Like, all the joy that was like leading up in the campaign, like, all this fight, something definitely happened surrounding the Israel thing, for sure. And that's not even me being like a conspiracy theorist. Like, it just completely, I looked into some of his stances before this in like 2016 and all this and that. Right. He was definitely not for any of the things happening now. Like, he wasn't even for Israel to... No, he was more like pro two-state solution. Like, he wasn't this radical, but now we're seeing him where he's kind of like what I believe to be like puppeted to be like, yeah, this is the right move. And all, like, bro, this is not you, bro. Right. Something's going on. And what's up with them Epstein files, my dude? Man. What's up with that? And here's another thing, random. 2 weeks ago in the Bay Area, 60 children were found that were going to be sex trafficked, and it barely made the news.
So they say at least 60 critically missing children have been recovered. U.S. Marshals work with local law enforcement in Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Pasco counties for this operation. According to the Florida Department of Children and Families, more than 350 youth were verified as victims of commercial sexual exploitation in Florida in 2022. Experts say that number is likely much higher because of underreporting and other factors.
60 kids. 60 kids is crazy. Then it makes you think, like, the plot was that there was this huge underage human trafficking market, and Epstein was connected to it, and it was supposed to be like global and international and all this crazy stuff. And then here in the Bay Area, we find 60 fucking kids and nobody where were they going? Who's doing, like, we need fucking answers behind this shit, and they don't even blink. It's like, what's up with them run disgusting. Them Epstein files, bruh. Like, we need to see this shit. And when you, like, even when they show it, can we trust it? Right? Can we trust it? Next episode, we're going to have tinfoil on, bro.
Dude,
I swear to God.
I was going to say, you said, like, man, you know, I'm not trying to be on conspiracy. It's like, at this point, bro, like...
It's all the conspiracy.
Well, yeah, because they're not going to tell us the truth flat out anyway, so let me calm down. But the reason why I got hyped up was because...
60 kids!
Exactly! Bruh.
Nah, fuck that. Get hyped up.
Exactly. Have you ever seen the movie The Sound of Freedom? I think it's called The Sound of Freedom.
No, but I heard good things about it, though.
Okay, I hate the fact that it was as real as it was, but it's the truth. Like, there's these things are really going on, and I feel like they did a really good job at displaying like just how deep this system is of sex trafficking.
Deep. Yeah,
and then it's also the underage at that. Like it makes you spaz.
If you're finding 60 kids, and it didn't hit front page news, there's definitely something big going on.
Why? Like how
definitely
blatant,
something big going on.
Yeah.
And the fact that they don't want to investigate it or be transparent about it,
that's foul.
Most likely that means it has something to do with the government. Mm-hmm. That's usually what that means.
Bruh, like
that's sick.
It is sick.
That's
like
sick.
In the movie, and I won't reference it like that. I just it makes it easier. But like in the movie, like it like they emphasize that it was big money, and it's so foul.
Oh,
like,
no, I believe it.
I won't even quote one of the lines that they said in the movie that just really put the emphasis on like what this really is. But it was like it just makes you remember like, nah, there really are shitbag human beings out here where it's just like all they want is the money no matter what. It's like,
So, like, we need to understand that these types of people really are walking around with us. Like, their brains are not functioning the way that God intended them to. Like, something is going on. Like, and that's it's crazy, man. Like, I've never felt guilty for like my past. I mean, I've definitely felt guilty about things. I'm talking about like when I decided to sell drugs, or like I felt guilty when I was breaking into houses. I'll tell you that. I'll give you that. But that was a short period of my life.
Right.
That was when I was super young and just trying to rebel or something, you know?
Right.
But like when I actually was doing things, my lifestyle, I didn't feel guilty because I see this everywhere I am. Like I grew up in Vallejo, California, the Bay Area. We didn't trust our police force. So, and we would see them just be super aggressive. And that's not even like my opinion. They have documentaries. Vice covered it. Like we had the deadliest police force, I think, in America at one time.
No way.
And that was when I was growing up, right? So we already were like, if you talk to police or you even acknowledge police, it was kind of like like
you're the enemy.
You're against us. Yeah. Like, because we just felt like they were a part of the system and they break every rule in the book. So when you have that type of example being set by the police, you follow that example in your own way.
Right.
So when you're selling drugs or you're doing whatever you need to do to get money, and then you have this police force that just has no regard for you because they view you that way, you actually start to view each other somewhat kind of the same. Like, you break the rules for you and your little brotherhood that you got going on.
Your crew.
And that's cool for you. Then I'm going to live my life how we do for us. Like, it's more so like hanging out with people that kind of stand on their own. Like outlaws, if you will.
Right.
You know, like if something happens with me and my friends, we're not thinking like call the police. Like we're going to talk amongst one another and be like, yo, what should we do?
Right.
We're not thinking about like the rules that they placed in front of us. Like, this is what we must follow when, hold on a second, let me check. This just happened. Let me see what I'm supposed to do. No, we're going to do what we want to fucking do.
Yeah.
And the environment that I grew up in, it bred that sort of like, you have to handle your shit on your own. Can't trust these people. And so like when I look back, it's hard now, even though I'm so removed from all of that, it's so hard for me to feel guilty when you see politicians doing all this and that.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about like murder, and they're like, oh yeah, these gangbangers and these this and that. It's like, look at what's happening all around the world though.
With all the
like
war.
For your reasons. Like your reasons are crazy.
Right.
Like, and they try to act like, I don't want to get too much off of whatever, but it's like they act like they can't understand where these young people are coming from that watched family members lose their life and then they follow and want retribution and all this and that. It's like, look at what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the example that America sets. America's like, oh yeah, we're the Christian nation, and we're whatever they say, founded on Christian Judea principles, whatever the fuck, right?
That's crazy.
They're like, yeah, like that's us. Okay, well, that's a very strange statement to make, that like we're a Christian nation. Definitely not.
Yeah.
We're a nation full of many different things, and just by those actions, I'm talking about the people who are in office that are literally saying it. You guys have an opportunity to be one.
Yeah.
You're in fucking power.
Yeah.
You could love thy enemy and you could turn the other cheek. You don't.
Yeah.
So if you don't follow Christian values on a government level, how can you be a Christian nation? It's all bullshit is what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, these people are doing for them how they see fit. And so are us. So are we. That's like, I can't speak for everybody, but yeah, it's hard to like want to be a good person when you know somebody reaching in your pocket when you are trying to be a good person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wake up, America kind of vibe. Like,
my heart, listen, if it wasn't for like when I was hustling or if it wasn't for my entrepreneurship in whatever, I'd have just worked for the union. Like that was kind of my thing.
Why is that?
It's like
Just like it's set it and forget it.
yeah, it's like I come from like a line of people that, you know, my grandfather worked alongside the unions and
Right.
like I want, like that's just kind of what I felt like you did.
Yeah.
You know, it's
yeah.
like, yo,
that makes
go,
sense.
Yeah, go work for the union,
Yep.
get your benefits, make sure that they can't fire you.
Right.
Work hard, and on the weekends, get to, you know, your little piece of the pie.
Yeah.
But I tried that, and I was like, nah, I can't do this.
Right.
I cannot do this, man. Like I felt
Right.
like a real slave in that motherfucker.
That's the saddest part is that like, okay, like we were saying earlier, like how do we change this? Like we'd have to really come together. It's like, and
Man.
this episode feel like the dose of truth that we
I'm gonna have to watch like 20 Bulldog videos after
I
this,
know,
man, just to
right?
feel happy about myself. And that's how it started. But that's
Right.
like to bring it full circle, man, is like I feel like on this road it only gets worse. The powerful only get more power. Like I feel like
I thought there was some hope of good news down this road.
Man,
But
hey, look, the fight is the good news. We
Right.
have the power. That's the good news.
That
Like, do
is.
you know what's crazy? Somebody did I heard this a long time ago. Somebody said that if you boycotted things,
yeah.
you could literally put these huge corporations out of business. Now, I don't know how long, but I remember they said something like, let's say that we actually organized. They do not want us to unite.
Dude.
We would have so much power if we did. That's why I can't stand when somebody's like, doesn't matter what they are. Like at this point, I don't even care. Like I'm a Cowboys fan. If we're on the same team fighting this government, I'll be cool with the Niners. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be cool with the Niners.
We could come
I don't give
together.
a fuck about any. This is all small talk. And
Right.
when you're talking about your freedom,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen to our kids, y'all?
right?
Like, come on, what? Like, we going
Oh,
down
yeah,
a scary
hey.
road. But what I'm trying to say is, they do not want us to unite, because if we did unite and then we started to collectively be like, hey, we're gonna boycott
The heavy-
Walmart.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, you boycott Walmart for like a week, it's gone. You know
Now
what I'm saying?
we could do
You
it.
could. I mean, I don't know if it's a week, but like,
Right.
I heard like
Just
like-
coming together.
Man, I heard a place like Starbucks in the food places. You could put Starbucks out in like a day. I don't know. I
Damn.
don't know if that's true, but like if you really like suffocated Starbucks and you're like, yo, we ain't gonna fuck with Starbucks at all, you could take them out in a day. But I'm saying, like, imagine what you could do, because the power is in the money.
Right.
Where you spend your money is really where we have the power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
they want us to keep spending on this dumb ass shit. That's why they're like 4th of July.
Right.
Buy hot dogs
Buy
and buy this.
fireworks.
Exactly. And then Christmas is like, yo, just keep buying all the
This
gifts. And
goddamn
That's what
capitalism.
it's all about. Yeah. Yeah.
We're trapped, you guys.
That's why I cringe. And this is why I don't get too far from the young people. Like, I know that they seem crazy. Trust me, I'm in the beehive of them all here. I am.
Right.
I am. But when you start to talk to them, this is what changed my mind about these young woke motherfuckers. When I met one of their parents, I was like, I get it. I get it. They're us. They're me. I'm older than you.
Right,
They're
right.
me. They're my generation. When I met the parents, I was like, dude,
Right.
yeah, like, listen, I met the parents and she was like, yo, let's exchange Instagram and stuff like this. I'm like, oh, you're just like me. So you raise these kids. Like, they're like, dude, those kids are like, fuck this. I'm done with this. My mom is probably so artificial, so
Right.
lost in her phone all the time. Like, don't care about me. Dude, they have a movement out here that's like anti-phone. And they meet up like hippies in like Central Park or Bryant Park or one of these.
See, that gives me hope.
And I know, right?
That gives me hope.
I know. They're different, like we were different.
Yeah.
Man, if you turn back the hands of time and you looked at Bay Area during the hyphy movement, people probably don't know what, like, maybe people might not know what that is. But if you looked at us and was like, let me just observe what these kids were doing. Like, you don't think we looked fucking crazy?
Go stupid. Go down.
Ghost
down.
ride the whip and all this shit. Like, and they
Yeah.
still doing it now. Like, they got sideshows and all
Right.
types of crazy
Culture,
shit.
right.
But this is like their rebellious freedom. I get it. They're like, yo, fuck the system. We're gonna do this shit because it makes us feel like we're free.
Right.
So motherfucker, swing that shit. God damn it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm never gonna be one of them old people. I've done too much.
Yeah.
I've done way too much to change my life and be like, oh yeah, them.
Yeah. Why are they like that?
Those animals over there. Like, what?
Bruh, and that's the thing is that if we could, this sounds so like, kumbaya, make peace with the world, but it is, and we should. But it's like, if everyone could just realize that, it's like, y'all, like, if we all just agree to be free, let each other be free with each other and, like, love one another, if we, like, as, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'd be all right, but no, it's like we're chained to this system who's making us do these things so that we could pay them. And then it's like we're mad, and it's like we have to let it out because we're human. It's like these, you know what I'm saying? Like,
something's going on, man. Something's going on because even as you said that, like, we all need to love each other. I clued out. I was like,
impossible. It's never gonna work.
Yeah, so like they probably clued out like 50% of this podcast. Like these people are dreaming. Like,
yo.
I'm gonna tell y'all what the worst news is that you didn't want to hear.
Do it.
If you have a side that you've already chosen and you feel like you're just indifferent to everybody and like you have all the answers. Here's the ugly fucking truth that you really don't want to know. Is that all these people that you're judging or thinking, oh, they're them and they're like that and they're the crazy ones. When you actually start to talk to these people, I don't care who it is, man. You could take somebody that's like, I'm in New York City. There's so many different people here.
Right.
This is like a world stage.
Oof.
Like, dude, you meet so many. Like, I was with a girl from Japan.
Yeah.
I thought she was from like the Bay. She was half Japanese, half black. But she's from Japan.
No.
So I seen her. I thought she was like a Filipino or something like that. So I was like, hey,
that
what's
makes
up?
Sense.
Man, she had the thickest Japanese accent, but didn't look like it. Looked like she was from the Bay.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, damn. I'm like, you really from Japan? Like you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm trying my best to like find common ground.
Right.
And my whole point is that this is definitely a place where you get like the world is here. But you could talk to that girl from Japan. You could talk to that woke, transgender fucking whatever. And I don't say that. I didn't mean it like that. But like that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want. Get your little 36 flavors lined up, right? If you start talking to everybody and you start to hear their story, you're like, oh shit, we're all the same.
Yep.
We're all the same.
Yep.
Fucking crazy. We just don't know it. We don't know it. We're actually going against one another.
That is just crazy because it's like we could be, I'll just speak for myself. Like I could be so in my head. And it's just like, dude, but like, and like, it's nobody else's business. Like I have to deal with this. It's like, deal with what? It's like, you're in your head. It's like, you step out, you're like, oh, everybody is. It's like, yup, me too.
Everybody's in their own bubble.
My God.
Yeah. I've said this, like, yo, we're not in two different worlds. We just have two different algorithms.
Whoa.
Like, your algorithm doesn't show you what mine shows me. And that's why we're like, hey, you don't see it how I see it. It's like, yeah, because they got exposed to different information. Like,
hashtag fuck the algorithm. Like,
yeah, like
real shit.
Well, like, if you look at it, back in the day when they had like one newspaper, and that was the only thing that they had. You had one group that was like, don't trust the system. And I'm talking about like back in the day. You always had that subculture of like, fuck the system. Like, you always had it, right?
Yeah.
You had those people that were like, I'm not going to read it because I don't believe it and I don't trust it. Right. And you had the other people that believed it and trusted it. And that's basically what you had.
The divide.
Yeah, but now there's people that trust their slice and their things and their so we're just all divided, and that is like the green light to the powers that be. It's like, yo, it's time to go. These people are fucked off. We are gonna fight each other way before we fight who we really need to fight.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, that reminds. Hey, have you ever seen the Hunger Games? Hunger Games?
I mean, not enough to
don't worry about
this conversation, but yeah.
No. It's just one scene where it just describes it. It reminds me of she has her bow and arrow and it's connected to like a wire that's connected to like electricity that's about to strike, right? And then she gets knocked out and she like gets woken up, and then she sees one of her teammates who she thinks like, are you my enemy though? And then he yells at her. He's like, remember who the real enemy is. And then she looks up to the dome that they're in because it's the Hunger Games, and she shoots the dome, which is like the system. And I was like, bro, we need to shoot the dome. Like, oh, that sounds crazy.
Shoot like, the fucking dome.
Right. Like, I'll put the scene for anyone who's never seen it. But anyway, yeah, that definitely seems
and
like
if anybody's
what we're in.
thinking like I or you or because I don't know what you've told like your people, but like
right.
I've always felt this way. If you go all the way back to my old songs, there's always something that is like saying like fuck this like
right.
system. Now I just have a podcast to where I vocalize it more, but like I've been this way.
Right.
Like that was my whole like the reason why I started taking the path that I went is because I did want freedom. I wanted freedom inside my own house.
Right.
But I also just wanted financial freedom. Like I just want to do my thing was I didn't want to like conquer the whole world. Like I didn't have like the craziest like I'm gonna take over everything and become like the next Bill Gates. Like
yeah.
I just want I'm kind of like the Scotch Irish. Like I'm like I just want enough that I could do whatever I want to do when I want to do it, how I want to do it.
And
like,
my whiskey.
Yeah, that's right.
like,
yeah. And I'm good. Like that, I'll hustle till I die behind that.
Right.
Like in any way that I have to, because I attribute that to like freedom fighting in a way. Like
right.
I don't want, now I pay my taxes, best believe that. Like I'm like you have to, there's no way around this.
Right.
But I feel like initially coming into just adulthood, I knew that this shit was bullshit. Like, I don't want to submit to it. Like, I did look at like, oh man, like that's not, and I don't knock anybody for doing it.
Right.
Like, I don't knock anybody for being a working man.
Right.
And providing and all this and that. But I wish you got a lot more for what you did. Like, you know, you're getting bled, bro. Like, it's not even about you. It's like the people. And it's, and one of the things I'm gonna say that I low key kind of regret is coming out and low key promoting Trump, because I usually don't promote anybody.
Right.
But that girl hit such a nerve. Kamala hit such a nerve because if you grew up in the Bay Area when I did, she was like the Wicked Witch. Like she was bad. She was super bad. So it was like the perfect storm. But I've always had the approach of like, I don't trust either side. And I love it here.
Right.
And I see this as like, this is the trap.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, also considering like, especially you laying out the history, and I knew some of it, but laying out the history, it's like, it seems like at that point, it's like a little bit of an innate feeling in you. It's like, you know, you just can't trust
It's gotta
that.
be in everybody though. Like the Hawaiians went through it.
Right.
Your Guamanians probably went through it. Anybody that's got like a U.S. territory, like Guam does, American territory.
Yeah.
Samoa has that. Samoa was actually smart because they were like, hey, we'll make a deal where part of our land could be used with military, and they obviously get benefits from it and whatnot.
Yeah.
But they were like, there's a lot of our territory where you have to fuck off and you can't touch. You can't bring your McDonald's here. You can't bring none of that. They were very smart, because if they didn't, it would just be like Hawaii.
Yeah. See, like my brain like goes to the fact, because you had said like, you know, I don't know what you share with your fans about like your view on those kinds of things, like, and the truth is that I haven't, like, I haven't spoken on politics like pretty much ever up until like this podcast.
Probably smart though.
But see,
don't do it now. No,
right. Well, at the same time, it's like there is that feeling of like it is hella overwhelming, but at the same time, it is important to pay attention, and there is the history side, and then like what's still happening now, but what I'm trying to use as like a guiding force, which is like my best bets right now, is just what does it feel like is happening? Like, is there wrong being done? Like, are there people like being wronged? Because other than that, like it's hard to decipher like between the news and all that stuff. And I'm sure a lot of people are like that, where it's like there's so much going on. It's like choose a side, or it's like you read from that news article or you read from that one. So it's like the algorithm's fucking us up that way. And now we're in a bunch of disagreements. So it's like all of that can be, whew. But then when you see a cause happening, like obviously, for example, like Free Palestine, like, or back when they did the whole, damn, I forgot the name of it, but when they did the Mauna Kea, when they protested the telescope being built, I felt that in the sense of like, obviously I'm part Hawaiian, so that struck something on my heart to where it was like, yeah, like, why do we need all this? Why do we need this telescope? Like, I'm trying to understand it at face value, but also like, what's happening here? Like, what is happening with the shifts of what's being fought against? Like, I'm trying to wrap this up, but basically it's like, you do have to get centered with...
The government gets to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, and
when
then
it comes down to Mauna Kea, they've given the Native Hawaiians these loose deals that they can go back on at any time,
right,
for reasons that they feel are like the exception. Like, oh no, so we're gonna build on this mountain that you guys believe it's like sacred or something like that. Like what's your problem with the mountain?
Right.
Okay, well, we want to build a telescope because it's the best place for the mountain. Like, no, it's the best place for the telescope.
Right.
For this thing.
And it's like there's no and exactly, and I can see that side, but then you have to sit and you have to see what's really going on from both sides, and then that's where we are in humanity. Is like sometimes some people don't want to sit.
But that's happening everywhere.
Right.
If you really pay close attention, the government is telling you something, and then they're slowly going back on it. And they're like, are they going to revolt? Are they going to do this? Are they going to do that? And it's
are we
like,
going to get away with this?
Like, now, if you really look at this, like, we're just getting squeezed.
Back to the doom and gloom of 4th of July.
Back to the doom and gloom, man. But you know what? Like, even when I'm trying to stay consistent with the music.
Right.
But I've always had this just insanely unhealthy relationship with music. I say unhealthy just because I know that I do have support out there that would love to see me on that level, or just love more from me, right?
Right.
But they also understand me in the way of like, hey, like I never had like ambitions to be an entertainer like that.
Right.
Like, it's a strange thing to go my whole life pushing in a certain direction, which was never being a rapper.
Right.
I had traction because certain songs were good or whatever. But like, it's a weird thing to be mid-30s. And then it's like, oh yeah, now let's be the rapper. Man, if I really wanted to be the rapper, I would have done it a long time ago. Like, I had everything I possibly would have needed. Like, I had a cool image, I had females, I had money. Like, I could have done that. But every time that I felt like it became real, and it was like, hey, no, like you should. Anytime that I got some sort of buzz, I hated the conversations that would be like, yo, come do this show or come do this or hop on this and that. And that part just was like, I'm not going to subject myself to this. This isn't what I do this for.
Right.
Like, this is, and it was hard for people to understand that when I'm telling them like, no, like I have like I'm not doing this to further my music and all this and that. It's like, wait, like, so what are you doing it for? Well, I'm like, well, if you actually get to know me, you actually hear my story. Like, music is really all I kind of had growing up in a somewhat, abusive home and in an environment. I looked at music as this expression that was just pure. I'm able to have
free.
Yeah. And like, I know people, like a lot of my friends started rapping and they're kind of more on that like rap type of like
spitting bars.
Yeah, and just like getting it like a rap head, like a hip hop head. Like, I'm not that.
Right.
Like, I have no problem saying that. Like, I'm not finna rap for 10 minutes on a freestyle. Like, that's not what Mase, like, I'm not practicing freestyles.
Right.
And there's no problem with that if that's what you're doing.
Right.
That just never made much sense to me. I love the fact that I can, without that, without
like
that,
express.
like, because the point that I'm trying to make is, I feel like when you get, and this might be my mistake, this might be my misconception where I got it wrong. When you start to do things to further your career, you're like, oh, well, this is what I should do to further the career and further the career. And it's like, hold on. What do you want to do, though?
Yeah.
So I love the fact that I was able to get money where I never had to worry about that.
Damn, yeah.
And I had that freedom.
Yeah.
And I can go into a studio. Create a wonderful vibe, run through beats, find something and just make it fun.
Yeah.
Lay it down. Or I can find a beat that allows me to vent, pour out my heart to it.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about anything other than that. After that, I really don't care. Like I'll have fun. I'll experiment certain things. And that's the thing is like most of my hooks come from real life things. Like growing up in a house, I used to have, like, all my boys used to sit around, we used to freestyle, right? Mm-hmm. And then like whoever had the most catchy whatever would be the hook. Mm-hmm. And so we would just kind of repeat the hook.
Dope.
Like it didn't matter like what it was. Like you could have just said like throw it up, hey, throw it up, hey, like that would
if
be the hook.
Felt right.
Yeah, and you pass it around and you freestyle whatever like that. Those were like the moments that I felt were the purest and like good. Mm-hmm. I don't overthink things too much in a way, and I keep it as raw as it possibly can be. And one is coming to my head that I just laid down recently because I mentioned the girl from Japan, right?
Right.
So this is a rarity, but like I was in a strip club, right?
Right.
And one of my boys who was there, he needed to go. He needed to go and he had some money, right? Mm. And I just ended up saying something to a beat. And I just literally said like, yo, if you want to, you can. Put it in my hand. Like, that's just what I said, but it was to the beat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I started playing around and I was like, if you want to, you can. Put it in my hand. Konnichiwa. Cause my bitch is from Japan.
Hey.
Come around my way. I'm finna show you how we dance.
Hey.
Show you how we blam. Hey, get your money, little bitch. Get your money, little bitch.
Hey.
And I said something else like,
when's that dropping?
Whatever. Yeah, it might drop soon.
That.
But like when I hear it, I remember the night. I remember the joke. I remember that like, yo, if you want to, you can. Put it in my hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm like the girl from Japan. And then get your money, little bitch. Yeah. There's strippers around.
You made lemonade with what you got. Yeah,
exactly. So then when I find the beat, that comes out. And I'm like,
it's how it should be.
Yeah, of course I could switch little bars here or there and all this stuff to make it cool, but like that's kind of the raw form of it, and it just kind of vomits out of me. It's like, yo, there it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It might not be like catered to the certain sound. I don't give a fuck about that.
Right.
I really don't.
Right.
And I like trying new shit too. Like I like. I'm gonna start singing all types of shit because I'm bored.
Right. Outside of the conformity of like, write this song. It's like the hook, the verse. It's like the, you know what I'm saying? Killer outro. Like, take away the structure and it's like, just see what happens.
Yeah. And it's like, yo, like have you hung around rappers?
No, not
Hang
like
around
that.
some rappers and come talk to me.
Not
bro.
like that. No. But I could see the contrast between the two, but.
Nah, it's extremely, I'm not knocking anybody for what they do, but it's extremely artificial.
Right.
It's very much put on, heavy like imagery of putting on this and that. I'm just like, that don't do it for me, man.
I feel you, and it don't do it for you. Like for when a song has like that potency of like, these are someone's inner thoughts, like inner world thoughts. Like, I fuck with that shit. Like, I like when someone tells their real story. Like, that's what I fell in love with music about, or that's what it was about music that I fell in love with, was like, if someone's saying their real shit that they don't usually say in regular form, like in real life outside of music, it's like, I love that shit. Because then you remind the world, whoever listens to the song, that's how we are. We're human. We feel things like big whoop. Like, you know what I mean? Don't forget that.
Yeah. And I think that rap has took it just a little bit too far for me, because it's like rappers don't grow up. Like rappers will refuse to grow up.
Grow up in what sense though? Like just
as a person. Like I'm not tripping if you whatever you do on wax. Like I don't got a problem with the song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the song is fleeting. It's like an emotion that shows up and it's gone. Like
right.
You know, I don't got a problem with the song, but when you talk to him, it's like, bro, hold on. Like, hold on. Talk to me like I'm a regular motherfucker. Like,
Right.
stop giving me this, like, bro, I've been on the block too. We do not talk like that. Like, stop.
I see.
You know what I'm
see
saying?
you're
Like,
saying.
stop. You have to, like, really get...
The rapper facade.
Yeah, because rappers think, and they'll think, like, oh, if he ain't all the way thugged out, fresh off the block, he's soft. It's like...
That ain't what's happening over here.
Oh, my God, bro. I am 36. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so are you.
Right.
It's like, you know, fucking act your fucking age. Off camera, at least. At least.
I see what you're saying.
At least.
I see what
if
you're saying.
If you ever want to prank a bunch of rappers, just show up with a camera and just be like, hey, and like, hey, you, hey.
If you wanna prank
you
them,
ever just
though.
want to prank them, blood? Just do that. And it's like, I'm cool with some of that to a certain extent. But when it's
Right.
just that, I'm like, nah, I can't jiggy with that.
Right.
Like, how are you actually supposed to, like, I care about normal fucking people. People. I don't give a fuck about your street background or your credentials here or there. Are you certified? Hey, you a good person or not?
Right.
Like, that's what it comes down to. Like, I love people. You know what I'm saying? Look, back in the day, a week ago, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be, like, stuck to the script. Like, I used to be a person that wouldn't fuck with those people because, don't make no sense.
Oh, okay.
And I'd be stapled to me and mine.
Right.
And I would follow this structure. That's what it was. That was my whole entire life.
Right.
Right?
Right.
When you break away from that, you're like, dude, I missed out on a lot of shit, yo.
Right.
Like, when you're in it, you think like you have good times and you're like, yo, it's lit, it's this, it's that, or whatever. And you're like making the most of it, right? Well, that's what we do. We make ourselves comfortable in any situation. But when you get out of that bubble and you zoom out and you look at it from a whole new perspective, you're like, yo, I'm losing. Like, I'm losing over here, though. It's more over here, y'all. Like, over here, they
Right.
really eating, though.
Right.
Like, they really eating.
Yeah.
Y'all don't want none of this,
Right.
but you want to keep acting like you got money over there. Trying to tell you right now, that's not money. You know it ain't money. Like, stop playing me like that. But I didn't change my life to continue those same restraints. I
Right.
didn't change my life to be like the person who left the game only to talk about the game every day
right.
and be that person. Like, I actually took it upon myself to want to change because I feel like if people met me and then they hear my story, they'd be like, yo, that's actually inspiring that you got that.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not hating on anybody that's still blocked out and thugged out. And that, I'm not hating. If it's you, I love it. You know what I'm saying? If it's you. But if you're just doing that to fit in like a lot of people do and maintain this whatever the fuck you got going on, that shit is lame.
It is lame.
That shit is lame.
And I can speak from, unfortunately, I can speak from experience because it's like, that's the only thing that's like, that I'm like connecting to is like, I don't know the rap world, but like connecting to the fact that when you pretend to be someone you're not, like it's like that you'll find out that that's not the way. It wasn't the best way because it's like I recently like have been finding more out about like myself, and it's like especially through like the music I've been making recently. And you find out about yourself when you write from a true place. You're pouring out and then you read it back. You're like, oh, that's how I feel. And so I was like, man, like it kind of, I sat with it for the first time, like deeply, like it's probably been like almost my whole life that I've been what you would call your inauthentic self, like not your authentic self. And if anyone who knows this topic, like knows just how deep this really does go for like how you're wired and all, but like not being your authentic self out of fear of being rejected, like as a human being, like survival mode the whole time, because however you were raised, and like I said, finding out more about myself, that's
the worst case scenario for life, is
What?
not being yourself.
Man.
Like, that's the worst thing that can happen to somebody.
right. And I feel I resonate with anyone who feels that way, because it's like, if that happened to you at a young age to where it's like you didn't even know it happened because you were just trying to survive your childhood, and you don't know what you're doing. You like, it's like, for example, my parents, like, it's like they're very emotionally unstable. It's like very both sides. Even when my dad remarried, like it didn't change. Like, so it's like that I had to really sit and understand, like, that is what raised me. So all I know is emotional instability. So it's like, okay, you're working with this system. How do we, like, this is something you really got to pay attention to. So when I had that mindset change and I started going back out there into the world, it's like, oh, like heavy on the people pleasing because that's like your fucking, that's all you know. And it's like conform. And it's like at the end of the day, before you go to bed, you're like exhausted because you're maintaining.
Yeah, and it's not your fault either. So you're like, man, why am I even like this? Like, what's happening? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and then also too, like the part that's the kicker, and I feel like a lot of people might relate to this, but maybe it's just me. Like, I feel like the kicker is when you let that sink in, it's the shame of like, I've never, like, everybody knows a different version of me. Like, I basically lied. It's like, no, you didn't. When the truth is, you didn't lie. You were surviving. And it's like, all right. Once you realize that, it's like you still have the freedom to like find out who your authentic self is. You will have to like really learn new ways, which is like exhausting.
Yeah, and if you genuinely change your life, like there's nothing really to be ashamed of. Like,
right.
We've all done that.
Exactly. That's that part where you look around like, oh, you too? Yep. Like at one point I was one way and now I'm this way. It's like,
yeah, if you were to get everybody's story, I think everybody would make sense. It's just we judge people before we got their story, so we're like, what's up with them?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I've had to separate myself. What?
No, that's just well said. Well said.
Yeah, that's what type of people we are though. Like, what's going on with them? It's
See
like,
why I laughed.
Yeah.
but go ahead.
But I've had to remove certain people from my life.
Right.
And anybody that gives me a certain temptation, like to kind of like pursue certain things again, I'm like, nah, man, like you got to respect where I'm at and where I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
Like that's really important. Like not just where I'm at, where I'm trying to go.
Right.
And when my brother got shot, and then after that, because I remember it was like the same year, I had a close friend, Chino, pass away. And the thing is, I thought like I was gonna lose my brother because he got shot, paralyzed, and flatlined twice. Like it was, so it wasn't like just got shot in the leg. I got homies that got shot in the leg, shot in the stomach, all types of shit. This wasn't that. This was much like bigger than that, right?
Right. He left for a while.
Yeah. And then there were certain things that went on in my life surrounding this.
Yeah.
And this is like how, and I wanted to share this just to say that there's no reason for anybody to be ashamed.
Right.
Where I was mentally, the way that things were handled with certain people, I couldn't understand where they were coming from because of where I was at.
Boom.
Right? Like where I was at, I couldn't even understand. I couldn't even hear them out.
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
Just the way certain things went, I'm like, nah. Like, so I lost that relationship with my brother, for a long time. And I lost a lot of other people too, because I made my stance very clear with certain things, and that's how that life is. Right? So now my brother becomes a doctor, has kids. It's all different now. Yeah. And now this is a while ago, I'm starting to change where I'm at mentally. And I could literally feel this battle of the old Mase and how I felt and where I'm trying to go. I'm not there yet, though.
Right.
I'm still feeling these like feelings, right? And here I am talking to somebody who grew up in the same environment, around the same violence as me, just made different decisions. This is my brother. This is somebody I've spent connected to the hip. Knows everything about me. I know everything about him.
Right.
Here he is a nurse, and he's becoming a doctor now.
Yeah.
He's accomplished things I could never.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I could never. He had to go through therapy to get himself back able to walk again. He used to be a track star. He used to be the athlete of all athletes.
Wow.
Yeah. And he went through all this, right? Physical therapy so he could walk again. He beat, I don't even know how he beat like paralyzation. I don't know.
That's wild.
I have to have him on the podcast.
Right.
But he goes through all this shit. And the one thing I'm thinking about is like the streets.
Right.
As if like he don't know him. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I might have jumped in deeper or just went further down the road. But like check my approach though.
Yeah.
Like, check the approach.
Yeah, I'm
so
seeing
crazy.
Yeah.
To say like, all right, because of how you handled these certain situations, and I would never come here and just tell everybody everything that happened in our relationship. And I'm not just saying just him. Just there were so many different things going on at this time that I made the decision that like, nah, if bro not rocking like this, then bro's bad. That's crazy.
That is.
That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of people around me that felt the same exact way.
Well, that'll do it.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, I'm over here with it, and this is how we live. And now I'm on the other side of that.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh yeah, like Mase don't really seem like he, in the streets, or like he's doing this and that. It's like, you don't know the shit that I actually went through though. Like, you don't know some of the things I actually, because I don't talk about them.
Right.
I don't. There's not a time where I was like, yo, let me spill this about my brother. Like, I don't have these sort of things.
Right.
I'm pretty zipped up when it comes to what I got going on. And that stuff kind of ate me alive after a while.
Right.
And now when I talk to people, it's kind of like, oh, well, maybe he thinks he's better. Or maybe it's this, or maybe like I'm changing.
Right.
You could question anything in my past if you want to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I lived the life that I've lived. I'm not proud or happy. It is what it is.
Right.
It's in the past. I can't change it.
Right.
All I could do is head in a different direction now. But there's a method to this madness. There's things that's actually happened in my life that I'm like, dude, I can't carry that no more.
Yeah.
Like, I personally paid my dues to that. I understand why it happened.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with hanging it up.
Right.
And going in a different direction. And this is why when I first came out here to New York, I was kind of going to the usual suspect spots that I like, right? Because I like that type of shit.
Right.
Because I come from that type of shit. I could talk to people the way that I normally would talk.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And I would feel uncomfortable when I was out in like other Manhattan sort of vibes. I'd be like, man, I'm out of place here. I was like, man, yeah, it's good to feel uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
get your bitch ass over there and learn something then, bro. Like,
Get over there.
like, I gotta get back in the hood spot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fucking weirdo.
Hey, you can
Like,
grow. You can grow.
Yeah, it's like, and it's money over here, bro. Don't you like
Right.
money? Like, trying
Right,
to dangle
right.
myself. It's like, no, I'm going back over there with the bitches. Like, my God, bro. Like, but anyway, when I first came out here, I started to look at like some of the things that were coming about.
Yeah.
Some of the like the females I interact with, same shit I was doing back home. Oh. And I, like the people I get in touch with, like, bro, I was in some place out here, like some club vibe by myself. By myself, dude. I'm out here in the Big Apple by myself. Hey, yo, y'all think y'all tough back in the Bay? And I'm not saying y'all not, but coming out to New York City by yourself, having to stand on business by yourself, and just being
that's-
white is kind of crazy.
Right.
But and they looked at me like I was crazy too. Like, who the fuck is this?
What's he doing here?
Dude, it's crazy. Nah, but like I met some genuine ass people though that really like, it's something to this white boy. Like he really, like he authentic in his own way. He ain't from New York, but he from it though. Like we could tell.
Right.
But I got
City.
into just like that. I don't want to say like the trenches, but like the streets, the urban,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
Like we
From
have
the
a certain lingo, like the soil.
I was
From the soil. Nah, man, but so I get into an altercation over disrespect.
Oh.
Right?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, and just a pretext. I had gotten to know these people from Brooklyn,
Okay.
and I started to know them maybe around like 4 months. I don't know. It wasn't that long though.
Okay.
I saw them like 4 times, like not that much. I get into something with somebody from I don't even know where. A group of people.
Yeah.
All of them black. I'm the only white boy. I'm having words with this dude, and we're basically having like a standoff inside the club. It's not really like a real club.
Okay.
It's like a hip hop bar.
There you go.
So I get into it, and the bouncer comes up, and he's trying to squash it, and he's going to kick us both out.
Oh.
Right? So my entourage, which ain't really my entourage,
Yeah.
one of the dudes was willing to give me his gun.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? His gun. And see, as I even said it, she said, oh, it got
Well,
real,
it's
right?
like this is a different part of the equation. Like, it makes things different.
Right?
Yeah.
But
Follow.
this is where I'm at in New York City.
Oh.
Mase.
Is this a coincidence?
Mase.
I think not.
Is this what you came out here for, Mase? You know what I'm saying? Your boy's from Brooklyn. And I seen it too.
see.
Like, he was like, you gonna need this. I swear to God. But like, he's still my dog to this day.
Right.
How can you not fuck with somebody like
That's
that?
true.
Right?
That's true.
Right? But I hope he changed his life too.
Right.
Or he ain't gotta be rocking like that.
Right.
But anyway, I was gonna be out, like, not because I was alone. He was like, we ain't gonna go out with you because
Right.
bitches up in here, we having a
Yeah.
good time. But you gonna need this. And then after that, though, after that, I was like, yo, I need to make better.
Yeah.
There was probably like 3, not with the gun. Not with the gun, nothing like that.
Right.
But there was like 3 other bad altercations that I got into that I woke up the next day and I was like, Mase.
Oh, no.
Mase. The fact that you survived that, like, why are they not packing you out? Like, why are they not beating up this random white boy who thinks, like, who the fuck, you know where you at right
Where'd
now?
you come from, man?
Yeah, for real. Like, what's with this? And I'm like, I'm going out to meet people. It's like,
You're gonna need this.
yeah. Like, I'm a nice guy, right? I'm going out to meet people. Yeah. So I had to make a change after that. I was like, you know
Right.
what, man? I'm going to deal with being uncomfortable. I'm going to be honest with people. Like, yo, this ain't really my thing. You know, like, this ain't my speed.
Right.
You know, but yeah, like, after that, I started to just adapt like everybody else.
Yeah.
And I stopped going to places that I know, like, man, it's probably not the best environment for me right now.
feel
So
that.
let me just throw myself over here.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of, having Irish pubs, is like, Irish pubs are just always a great place where you get everybody. There's no ego in an Irish pub.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? And you could just drink
Maybe
with normal people.
sometimes
Me?
ego.
I probably bring that shit, like, who's in here? The suckers in here? It's like it's people in their 60s and shit. It's all old ass Irish people and
Right.
shit.
Mase. Nobody's doing that here, man.
Nah, that was the
Chill
guy
out.
last week that looked at me funny.
Right. Oh man. I could feel you though on the topic of like learning about yourself and seeing your actions for what they are. Like,
Right. Learning about yourself.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what we're talking about.
changing. I feel that in the sense of like friendships for me, like that's something I'm learning about, is like friendships are well, I don't have much, and that said a lot in itself. And I was like, well, what's that about? And I was like, well, in my mind, I was like, I feel like I've been trying or whatever. And then I hit the reality and the truth, which was like, my brain is wired to like relationships equals like bad, I guess. This is what I'm finding out about myself, because like the first relationships are your parents. So it's like, and not even trying to go down that road. It's just what it is. And
You
then
can go down whatever road you want.
you know what? I appreciate that.
I just told us I had a gun passed to me, bro. Go ahead.
Right. So it's like I find that out, and it's like, no, this actually runs really deep, because it's sad. Like I've been in and out of New York, and it's like I haven't made a lot of friendships, and it's like, okay, well, don't get buried in the shame.
Yeah,
and
but
this,
New York is tough to make real friends.
Well, especially when you're learning that you're wired to like it's like I'm finding out that I'm set up. The system I currently have in my brain is set up to like never make the friend ever fully, because I'm going out with the mindset of everyone is going to hurt me in the end, so make none. But you try to make them. You're making efforts, but in the end you're really not, because you haven't dealt with why you're doing it in the first place. So it's like I had to, when I tapped into,
because you got hurt. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to go back into that wiring, and when I understood, like, okay, so like that's happening, but you do want healthy relationships. Like, you want to start building them. You don't want to be 40 years old and still not have fixed this. It's like, you can fix this. That's the beauty in acceptance. is what I'm learning. Like when you accept it for what it is, okay, you are now faced with the ability to make the same decision or a new one. And it's like, and I'm not good at it. It's easy to talk about it because it's something I'm understanding, but doing it is a whole different story. So it's like, okay, when I go out nowadays and I mingle with people, it's like, hey, Tot, like this could be a really cool friendship if you let it. And it's like, see where it goes. If not, you don't have to dump your trust everywhere. Like, it's not like that. It's just little by little, find out about people, and you get to choose who you want your friends to be, and they get to choose you too. Like, leave it like that. Like, it's simple like that. But our brains are so trippy that it can be a whole different painting of a picture if you're just mindlessly letting whatever way you're wired to run its course, which is, for me, it's like, trust no one and never make real, deep, honest, genuine relationships because the last time you did, you got real hurt. It's like, that's what's happening under the hood? Okay, I really want to, you know what I mean? Like, that's what's happening? Like, all right. Okay, like, this is the system. Like, let's really start doing some rewiring. And I'm not going to lie, like, a therapist coach thing, whatever, that I'm getting involved with recently, he said something that kind of put a summary on exactly what I'm trying to say. And he was like, I was like, I have these blocks. Like, I feel like I have these mental blocks. And he's like, well, let me just stop you right there. He's like, I don't like calling them blocks. He's like, there are no blocks. There's just a pathway that you're going down and you have yet to learn a new one. And I was like,
because it's blocked.
Exactly.
And that's why therapy don't work with me. Like,
is that right?
No.
Okay. But really though, so he was like, they're not blocks. He's like, so there's only pathways that are healthy and unhealthy. And I was like, okay, so I'm going down hella unhealthy ones right now. Yeah. And it's like, let me learn some new ways. And it's like, you might go down another one that still leads unhealthy. It's like, all right, well, trial and error that. It's like going in there like, why can't I get through this thing going the same way is insanity.
Yeah, there's some people, man, that are just super hard on themselves.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
I have a real heart for people that are like that. Because it's like, bro, like nobody cares to the extent that you care.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I promise you.
Yeah.
Like, you think people care way more than they actually do. And this is why you care.
Right.
They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is true. That's that bubble thing. Like, it's like we're all in our heads at some point in our time of life or day. Like, some point in our day, we're stuck in our head. It's like, get outside. Breathe the fresh air.
Yeah, I'm at an age where I start to think about, like, the legacy that I'm leaving behind. And I did a lot of selfish things.
Yeah.
But they were cool, selfish things. Like, they got a lot of praise from certain people I was around or whatever. But then when I actually look at it now, on maybe it's the age or maybe therapy, I don't know. I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I definitely need to be a better person. Like, I definitely could work on that. Like,
right.
I don't want to be, like, we know, like, if we really had to view our life back when it's all said and done, there's going to be so many things that we knew deep down inside, like, what are you doing? Like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And this is kind of like, I don't want to keep going into like doom and gloom, but this is where I feel like we're at with just wars in the world.
Yeah.
And things that are going on. It's like, bro, enough is enough already.
Right.
Like, enough is enough. Like, you guys find these ways to justify all this war and this and that. Like, violence creates more violence.
Yep.
Like, if you spent time around violence, you see that.
Yeah.
Like, this is exactly what happens. When you're talking about, and we'll do, another episode following up all the politics that's going on.
Right.
But when you actually follow what's happening in Gaza, it's like, okay, this is definitely not defense. Like, defense. Like, this is defense.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Hamas, like, we have to make sure that this is, like, squashed. Like, all this and that. Like, anybody who's been around violence can tell, like, no. You hate those people. You don't have a care for those type of people. Like, that's not how this works. Like, just bombing the entire thing and then having so many innocent people killed in the process of it.
Yep.
It's like, bro, you guys weren't even trying, bro. Like,
Right.
you wouldn't even send people in to minimize casualties. No, just drop a bomb on top of it. That's the way to do it. And it's like, at a point, enough has to be enough to where it's like, I don't care about your religion, bro.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, like because we believe this. It's like, fuck what you believe.
Yeah.
I believe that we all could live together.
Yep.
Fuck that little religion.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. Like, you believe in that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what type of narcissism is going on?
Right.
Yeah, I get it. You believe, like, do you,
At the
do you not
cost-
accept other people? Like,
Right.
no.
Right.
and that's the problem. Is like, I'm a dirtbag and I know that. I'm a dirtbag and I know that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want my shit to affect another person.
Yeah.
You know, I want to have a kind soul or
Yeah.
spirit or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Like, I want that. I don't want to be a person that's like, yeah, my religion, I'm sorry, there's just some people that have to die. It's like, no, I'd rather just not have that religion
Right.
and be like, man, I actually believe that we could work this whole thing out instead of just being like, no, this is the way it's supposed to be, you know?
Yeah.
Armageddon's coming. It's like,
That's crazy.
fucking weirdo.
Seriously.
But enough has to be enough. How many videos, and again, this comes back to the algorithm, but
Right.
how many videos do you have to see of just kids? The kids are killing me, man. Like,
Yeah.
I watch all the hard shit to watch.
Yeah.
I watch all the, like, it doesn't matter what it is, man. Like, I could watch those hard things because when I talk about things, I want to feel it, right?
It's
So
true.
all the October 7th footage, watched it all of it, all the hard stuff to see. Like, I've seen it all.
Yeah.
To me, this thing makes so much sense
Right.
because this is what violence does. This is what happens when you come into somebody's home and you think that you have the right. You guys, we don't have the right.
Right.
You know, and it's like you have these people, these voices of the political movements. To me, man, I had like I don't know the people that watch this. I don't know if they're big. I don't know what they're into.
Right.
But I look at like I don't know. I think the dude's name is like Benny Johnson or something like that, and Charlie Kirk. There's another one too. You got these people, man, that are like these right-wing conservative talking people, right?
Right.
And I'm like, dude, the entitlement that oozes out of these people and the lack of empathy and just the like the na 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 type of vibe that you get. It's like, dude, where do you come from? And like, what have you seen? Yeah, I know what you heard and I know what you like. What have you really been through though, bro? Like, what shaped you this way? Like, these are the people that are giving opinions on war and people dying and all this stuff. Like,
Right.
these people have never been through any type of conflict in their life.
Right.
Like, they probably never gotten in like an arm wrestling match, let alone like dropping. And these are the people we have talking about this.
Right.
These are the people. Like, if you were to get a person that said something that was insensitive, right?
Right.
In a land where there are no rules, and you got a person that said something that was insensitive and somebody took offense to it, and beat their ass. Everybody knows that ass whooping changed their life.
Oh yeah.
Like, I know the ass whooping that changed my life.
Yeah.
You know, where I thought like, oh, I think I could, you know, make it out of these fights. It's like, not everyone, bro.
Right.
And how do you know when they're going to stop kicking your head in? How do you know they're not going to pull out a knife? This is what I seen growing up.
Right.
I could tell you several people that got stabbed, shot, and all this stuff.
Right.
Friends of mine in the same classroom and all shit. This is what happens.
Right.
You start to realize, holy shit, nobody's safe.
Right.
And then something beautiful happens.
you respect one another.
Respect enters. These people like Charlie Kirk, bro, again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't know how they was raised, but I can almost guarantee you, we don't even got a physical altercation. And we got these are the people that are heading up conflict talks and all this stuff. Get the fuck out of here, man.
As
And
if that's what's
You know
needed.
what? To bring this shit back, to what we were saying, like, this is why, like, I low-key respect our founding fathers, like the real founding fathers of this country. 4th of July, baby. Is because when war kicked off, they was actually on the field.
Right.
Like, George Washington might have bodies.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It could very well be possible this dude got bodies.
Right.
But that to me lets me know that, like, he believed in what he was kicking. Mm-hmm. Whatever he was pushing, he believed in it because he's out there on the field.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk is not getting out on the field. He's not doing nothing.
Off of what he believes.
I'd bet my life on that. If I ever did a debate with one of these people, like, let's say we go viral and now all of a sudden we have an opportunity to be these podcasts, I'd be like, check this out. I'm debating him, but we gotta fight.
Yeah.
I just gotta see it. I gotta see I gotta see it because you have this sort of like demeanor to you, like that you come from like some sort of, proud to be this and that. Let me see it, bro. I just need to see it. Maybe I'll respect you afterwards.
Right.
Maybe I'll be over here like, man, he's the truth. Follow him. But I don't think he has that in him. And it's like what he really likes to do is provoke when he's safe. It's like, we do not need people like this, yo.
Yeah, stirring up some stuff. And
we need people that understand what this type of talk can lead to. Might not lead to it, but we need to at least have a motherfucker that's in there that's like, hey, nah, people might kill you over that though, bro. Like, you ready for that? Okay, well, if you're not, then why are you saying it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, chill out then, bro.
Right.
You went to, I don't know, again, I don't know how these people are raised, but it's like, you probably grew up in a bubble, maybe private school, maybe homeschooling and shit. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing out here? Like, no, like, we must go to war. Now it's okay to drop bombs on, yo.
Yeah.
Yo. Like, we need somebody that actually understands, like, seen it.
Right.
Violence is not cool. Like, it's really not.
No.
And this is why, even in the streets, I hate to burst the mystique, but a lot of these people in the streets are drug addicts. Straight drug addicts, because it's hard to live in that environment sober.
That makes sense.
Because you see shit that's fucked up.
That makes perfect sense.
You know what I'm saying? So, like you find a motherfucker that just smoke weed.
Yeah.
That's sober to me. If you find someone that's just smoking, I'm talking about in the streets, they popping pills, sipping syrup, smoking weed, fifth of Henny, everything.
Right.
Because it's fucked up.
Right. See, that's where you would have, like, that is where empathy is required, because it's like someone could pass by or just watch the news of something like that, and it's like, oh man, like they're doing nothing with their life. It's like, you have no idea what their life is. And that's the whole point, is we have no idea what someone else is going through. How about we just start?
Well, we feel like I knew where you were going.
I felt you did. So, you know what I'm saying? Pass the baton.
We need to just start realizing that we won't always have the upper hand.
Right.
That's not how it goes. Anybody who's read into a history book knows that.
Right.
And it's no fun when the rabbit has the gun.
Yeah.
So to these people out there, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, Benny Johnson or whatever it is, like these smirky people. Mm-hmm. I'm not wishing this on them, but if it does swing the other way and things get ugly, watch these people.
Yeah.
Like, watch them.
Right.
Like, bro, they will not be the people that are frontlining nothing.
Right.
Nothing. They will tuck tail and run. They are in their safe little studios, talking all tough and all this and that, and they can go on high school and college campuses and debate, people who are ignorant and be like, yeah, and then put a clip out there like, demolish the college student. Like,
oh my
God.
gosh.
Get over it. Charlie Kirk destroyed. It's like, come on, Charlie.
Right.
Come on, Charlie. Oh, Charlie's getting his credit in. Charlie. Nah, Charlie got to run the fade. Charlie got to run the fade.
But see, there's something so beautiful about that. Like, I feel like that's like the most, that's the part of, because I'm not an advocate for violence. Like, I really, it shouldn't be happening. I can't wait till the world agrees that we could put that down. Then on the other hand, I also respect the fact that, like, especially in the men's world, it's like, I respect the fact that it's like, hey, yo, like, all that talk, yeah, stop. See me here, then we'll figure out where we really are. That's respected.
Yeah, see, but look, like, there's a different, this goes back to kind of what we were talking about. Like, if you look at the people we come from, every culture was getting down out of disrespect.
Yeah.
I believe every
you can't
culture.
cross that line.
Yeah, like you can't. Like Samoan family that I'm close with, their father was devout Christian, real Samoan motherfucker. Though.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like true to his roots and everything.
Right.
If you got out of line, he's fighting you. And you
Right.
could see that in his eyes. Like in the way he looks at you, the whole demeanor was like, I'll slap the shit out of you. Like
That's why I started chuckling
bring you
at
back to life. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, my grandfather is that same exact way too. There's an aura about Maddie's father was like that too.
Right.
There's an aura to them that are like, hey, nah, we could have this the Samoan dad, Pops,
Yeah.
I'm talking about. He'll make you a bed, cook you food,
Right.
read you a story, all types of shit. Like,
Right.
great human being. R.I.P. Pops, man.
R.I.P., yeah.
Yeah, he was a great human being. But if you cross a line with him, he's in the
Right.
streets.
It's
He's in the streets.
and think about what
But
order that creates, though.
I feel like that is somewhat mandatory.
Right.
So you have new people that are like, no, I should be able to say whatever I want to say. And because I'm not willing to fight you, you should just never fight me. And it's like,
It's not how this works.
if we were gonna like justify some sort of like natural selection, can we get these motherfuckers out of here, bruh? like real shit. That like I should be able to look. I remember, man, one time I was in a bar and this like white dude, just typical Manhattan white dude, said some dumbass shit. Then I was like, see me outside. I was like, come outside and talk to me like that. And he was like, I'm not gonna fight you. He wants me to fight him. I was like,
no.
don't. I was like, now I
everyone-
have to fight
Right.
you.
Right.
The public humiliation now.
Right. No, you've caused a scene.
Now I'm gonna shoot you
No.
I'm just like, with
You
the gun
don't need that.
my Brooklyn homie gave me. Now I gotta pop you. You know what I'm saying? But I remember thinking like, yo, these people exist.
Right.
Like it replayed in my head the whole night. Like I'm not gonna fight you. Like the whole night I was tortured by that. I'm like, wait. I'm like, you said X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Like we got to get down now.
Yeah.
And he's like,
You used fighting words.
what? Like these new people, they gotta go, bruh. They gotta go because real men understand. Like, yo,
Right.
you can't do that.
Even
like-
in the oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Nah,
off.
the ant world.
No, the animal world. Just tying it all the way back. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
even they respect. Like,
they'll check you. Yeah,
yeah,
they'll check you in a heartbeat.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's healthy, man. Like, and
Yeah.
like the point that I'm trying to make is, we just have people that we put on these pedestals and we allow them to be these major dominant voices. Who are these people though?
Yeah.
Like, and do they really got the heart that they claim they have? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you know how real you had to be like, yo, I'm about to send this letter to this nation and they're going to send their strongest navy right onto our shores. Do you really think Charlie Kirk is doing that? No.
Not based off of the clip you showed me in the last podcast. No.
Bro, it's not happening. And what I'm trying to say is like, we need a leader like that. Like, are you willing to bleed for what you believe in? Like, and can we know that?
Right.
Like, can we know that for a fact?
Can
like,
we feel that shift?
Yeah, like, can we
Like-
know that you're that type of person? So we're like, nah, he really believe in what he's talking about.
Yeah.
A lot of these people, man, if you get them out of their little safe comfort zone, they're fucking weasels.
Yeah.
They're fucking weasels, man. I'm trying to tell you. It's like, and they can gaslight you to high heaven. Like, look at him advocating violence and all this and that. Nobody's advocating nothing, bro. This is all hypothetical.
Yeah.
But like, these voices, we don't even know if they really believe in what they believe in. Why do they go with the same talking points everybody goes with? Why? Because it works.
Right.
It works for their audience. So all these people are is little propped up puppets trying to get their little monetization money while stirring up the audience that they know already wants to hear all this demolish the leftist. Like, you know what I'm saying? All this and that. It's like, this is what we become.
Man.
Putting clickbait titles of like obliterated, so-and-so exposed.
Right. Right.
canceled. Like that is that's why I'll never do y'all like that. I refuse. I'm not even monetizing this shit. Like, I'm not
Right.
even monetizing this at all. Don't even care.
Yeah.
I will never put these on. I refuse to be that type of person.
Yeah.
To like put little clips of like, Mase demolishes
Yeah.
this. But it's like, bro.
In first person.
Like, like Mase, like I'm giving you my take on a thing. Did I demolish him? No.
No.
You know what I'm saying? No.
Yet.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but nah, man. I mean, happy 4th of July,
Right, I know,
everybody,
right?
man. Shit.
We made it out on the brighter side of things.
Yeah.
Don't be a Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, but not like, just to balance the fucking scale. The
Right.
left's got them too.
Right.
Both sides got these people too.
Yeah, it's very true.
I just want to know, like who's getting down and who ain't. Like who's ready to get in the paint.
Yeah, fight
You know
for what you
saying?
believe in.
Yeah, because that should be the only voices that we're listening to. Think about if you could just get down to the people that were actually willing to die for what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, we keep
There's
bringing him up, but hold on.
Oh.
Charlie Kirk, on his stances of Israel, is he really willing to die? Or his stances on this, does he really believe them?
Right.
Because I have a feeling he'd be like, I don't have to die for this thing.
Oh.
It's like, this is kind of what I'm talking about. It's like, we need to get the real people back again.
Right. Like it's so to me, I can see
You know
the
what I'm saying?
contradiction.
The stakes are at. I can't get this off, but the stakes are so high now.
Yeah. Oh.
Really, what I'm
yeah.
trying to say is the taxes are so high right now, and everybody is so immune and oblivious to them.
To how
like,
they're happening.
Straight up, they're like, I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
The stakes are so high right now. If you're a leading voice in this game, you got to be willing to die for what you're talking about.
That's so
like,
true.
I'm not saying that because it might come to that. Like history has shown us the only times we ever got free were for people who were willing to get down. All right,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Now go out there and get down with.
Yeah, for real, man.
No,
All right,
it's
well,
true.
take a shot for me, y'all. This is going to come out a few days after.
Yeah.
I hope everybody has a good, safe, happy 4th of July. God bless America, regardless of what is happening. But I don't, I don't even want to say that.
Isn't it crazy how we can't even let that be what it is? Like
I don't even want to say that, bro. Yeah.
Happy
Hey,
4th of July.
Hey, God have mercy on America, man.
Amen.
Whichever one.
Amen.
Nah, we'll cut out. Nah, whatever. We'll leave it.
Look at what America has us feeling like. Look
For real,
at
now.
what this is. Can't even
It is
be
what
happy
it
on
is.
the 4th of July.
God bless America. Have mercy on America. Everybody have a good time. Enjoy your family. That's what really matters. We love you all. Like, comment, whatever. All right, y'all. Peace.